All right, so let's just start getting everything warmed up and then we'll go from there. So let's start with a little, we're just standing tall, feet about hip width apart. We're gonna start rolling the shoulders back, pointing our palms towards the front. Our head is up tall, crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling. We're gonna roll it all back forward. Roll and roll. Good. Face those palms forward. Let it all roll in. Good. Now let's just kind of add a little head nod with this. So when we are open here, palms facing forward, we're going to look up to the ceiling. As we come in, we'll let our chin come down to our chest. Open and down. Open and down. Good. Experiment with how big these rolls feel good. Good. Let's do one more. Awesome. Again, standing nice and tall, keeping those shoulders down and back. Let's just turn our head one side, then we're going to look to the other. One side and the other. Just taking it back and forth. Getting a little stretch in the neck, but not moving into actual pain. A little uncomfortableness. If you're just stretching something, that's not bad, but don't make it hurt. Good, bring it back to center. Now let's just let the head go towards one shoulder, back to the center, to the other. Again, not forcing anything, just letting the weight of your head stretch your neck. Good, back to the center. Now let's bring those arms out to the side. We're just gonna bring little circles to start with, making little forward circles. Good. Now let's take them a little bit bigger. And pretty big. Good. Bring them back out and start the other way. So we're going backwards now. Little circles. Good. And then big circles. Good. Whew. All right. So a little push-pull. I'm going to go sideways so you see what I'm doing. We're starting with the hands at our body and we're pushing out, letting the back round, then we'll pull in, arch things. A little bit like a cat-cow. Push it out, pull it in. Push it out, pull it in. Good, just a couple more here. Good. All right, so now we're gonna start bringing the hands up. Elbows are about shoulder height here. We're gonna follow everything with our eyes here. So we're gonna follow an elbow, or looking at the elbow or just past it, bringing it around, and we're gonna keep bringing it around and then let our body twist. You can let the foot move. Your foot doesn't have to stay anchored on the floor. We're gonna take the other way. So the elbow leads the way. We're following it with our eyes, twisting through the body. Nice and slow here. Twisting. Twisting as far as feels comfortable. Just loosening up all our parts. Getting them warm. Getting them ready to do some more work. Good, let's do 2 more. And the other way. Awesome. All right, we're just going to start with a little march. Good. Now we're going to add some little elbows coming across. So we're going to bring a bigger march here. We're going to have arms out to the side. We're going to bring it across, bring it across, bring it across. You don't have to worry about the elbow and the knee actually touching. They're just coming near each other. Good. Good. Back to regular march. Here's your reminder you're going to get from me every time. If I do anything that doesn't feel right for you or that your doctor told you not to do, then ignore me. All right, more of those little cross crunches. So arms are out to the side, knee towards elbow, knee towards elbow, knee towards elbow. I guess it's more elbow towards knee. Whatever, those two parts. Good, two more. All right. So we're gonna come into a little half stretch here. So we have one leg's gonna come out behind us. We're gonna bend this knee, tracking it over the toes here, and we're gonna push this heel back in the back. So adjust that for how you need to, but we're aiming for a little stretch in the back of the leg here. Then we're gonna take the arm that's on the side of the leg in the back and reach it forward. Just holding this for a moment. Bring it back and come forward again. Think about trying to press that heel towards the floor. If it doesn't go all the way, that's fine. Good. If you want to take this deeper, you can try coming a little bit more with a bend in the front knee. Good. Bring it up. We're going to switch feet. Now the other one's behind. That leg is straight. Heel is pressing towards the floor. Front knee coming in, tracking over the toes, and let's bring that arm up in front and then a little higher if you feel comfortable with that. Good. Pressing back through the heel, reaching with the arm. Bring it back up a minute and then come back to it. Good stretching. As far as you can, making a long, long line from these fingertips back to that heel. Good. Stand it up. And then we're going to start with a split stance, so not as far as we were, right? So we've just got one foot in front, one behind. We're going to get just kind of a little motion going. So we'll come here, we'll rock back on this heel. We'll rock back up on the toe and the heel. We're starting nice and slow with this, and it doesn't have to be really big. Toe in the back, heel in the front. Good. Now you can experiment with a little bigger. See if maybe you can come up on both toes. And then maybe, that's hard to get that back toe off. So roll it up on the toes and back, up on the toes and back. Good. Let's do one more here. And then let's switch those legs. So adjusting our stance. You don't want to be super, super close. Probably not going to work really well to be this far either. To find what's comfortable, roll up on the toe on the back foot, the heel on the front foot. Toe and heel, toe and heel. We're keeping a bend in both knees as we do this. Good. And this is another one, since it's a split stance, that you can always experiment with how wide apart your legs are. You don't want them super wide, but you can make it a little bit more of a wide base if you need that for stability. Now see if you can roll up on both toes if you want, and back. Up on both toes, and back. One more time. Good. Okay, now we're going to do our little side hurdle, except then we're going to plant the foot and slide the other one over to it. So side hurdle, step it over, slide that foot. Step and slide, step and slide. Good. So see if maybe you can make your hurdle a little bigger. Maybe step it over a little higher. Still not going fast. Focusing on the quality of the movement rather than the speed. Good, let's do a couple more here. Big hurdle, slide it over. Big hurdle, and two more. Big hurdle, and big hurdle. Good. Let's come back to that calf stretch again. So we've got front knee bent. It's going to track over our toes, back leg behind us, nice and straight, heel pressing towards the floor. Bring that arm forward and then up. The goal here being making a line from your fingertip all the way down to your heel. And then see if you can stretch that line longer. Reach those fingertips a little farther. Push that heel a little more. Again, never towards the point of pain. We're holding, and we're gonna step it up. We're gonna wiggle everything out. We're gonna take it back on that same leg again. Good. So find your stance, knee's gonna track over those toes. Heel is pressing back. We're bringing that arm forward, making a line, fingertip to heel. And then we're gonna see if we can make that line a little longer. And hold. Doing great. You can try coming into that knee a little more if you want. Good, stand it on up. We're gonna do the other side now. So this time we are taking other leg back. So knees tracking over our toes, heels pushing back. We're bringing that arm up. Good. And then let's see if we can make that line from fingertip to heel a little longer by pressing the heel down, reaching those fingers a little bit further. Good, stand it up, shake it all around, and step that same leg back. Find your stance, knee over toes, heel presses back, hand comes forward, and up. And then when you've got that, stretch your line just a bit farther. You might only get a millimeter, that's fine. Good, we're holding, and we're gonna stand it up. Awesome. Wiggle it all around. And we're coming back to those little rolling toe rocks. So we've got a bit of split stance here. Good. Remember, you can make it a little wider or line them up more for more challenge. Okay, and so we're gonna rock up on the back toe and then heel for the front foot. Rock it, whoop, and rock. Rock and rock. So toe, heel, toe, heel. Keeping a bend in both knees. Doesn't have to be a big bend, but at least a little bend. Bend, not the clock in London. Good, let's do two more here. And one more. All right, let's switch those legs to find the width that works for you. All right, and we're gonna roll up on that toe and back on the heel. Up on the toe, back on the heel. Good, keep it going. Good, and one more here. Good, all right. Those little side hurdles. So we're stepping it over big as you can, and then slide that foot. Step it over, slide that foot. Whoop. Step it over, slide. Now you can make the step big and keep it closer if you need to. Good. And slide. And slide. And slide. Good. And step. And step. Two more. Step. And slide. Step. And slide. There you go. All right, we're marching again. We're going to throw a few of these in. So it's not really a cardio focused workout, but we get a little marching going. Let's keep our heart rate up a little bit more. All right, let's do those little cross crunches. So we bring our arms out to the side and then we go knee to elbow, knee to elbow, knee to elbow. Good, now march it out regular. Or you can make these as high and as perky as you want to, or not. Good. One more time, those cross crunches. So arms come out to the side, and we go knee, elbow, knee, elbow, knee, elbow. Good. All right. So next little set of exercises. I'm just marching while we get to it. So we're going to imagine a little line. First of all, this line is going to be going, what direction is that? I don't know, front to back. I can't think of my parallel things right now. So we're going to step over it. We're just stepping over, stepping over. Like you got a little something there. I don't know what you got to step over, but you're stepping over something. Step over, step over, step over. Good. Now our line is going to go perpendicular to where it is. So now it's crossing in front of us. So we're going to step over, step over, step over, step over. Good. And now our little line is going to move over to this side. So we're going to step over, step over, step over, step over. Now it's going to come back in front of us again, but we're going to use the other foot that we were using before. So now it's in front of us again, so we'll step over, step over, step over, step over. Good? Okay. Now we're going to do a lunge, but we're going to, the first time I'm going to take you slightly slower so that we're doing it well, okay? So we're going to take a front lunge first. So in order to do that, we're going to step forward and our heel is going to land. So we're landing in this position. We're going to come back. Let's do that one more time. We're going to go forward, land with the heel, and come back. Now, if you have knees that give you any trouble, just want to make sure you're tracking over the toes. But let's go forward again. Good. Now this time we're going to go side. So we're going to step it out and come down. Bring it back in. Step it out, come down, bring it back in. You don't have to make this a big knee bend in order to do this well. Good. Okay, now we're going to do a reverse lunge and turn sideways again. So this time we step it back, both knees bend. Bring it back in. Step it back, both knees bend, bring it back in. Good. Step it back, bring it in. One more time here. Good. We're going to switch it now to the other leg. Same thing. So we'll step it forward. Heel lands first. Bend in both knees. Bring it back. Again, you can always keep a hand on something if you need to. Bring it back. We don't have to go super deep. One more. Good. Now we're going to go to the side. So we'll step it, come down. Again, the amount of bend is up to you. It doesn't have to be big. Good. One more. Good. And then we're going to take it back. So we will step it back. Both knees will bend. Step it forward. Step it back. Good. Back together. Step it back. Together. And step it back. Good. March it right here. Doing great. Get a little perkier arms for our march here. All right, we're going to do those little step overs with the line. Okay, starting to our, well, I'm confused on how it works with our little screens. So I'm going to go that way. So I'm going to actually right and left. I'm going this way. Here we go. Step it over and back. Step it over and back. Good, one more. Now we're going to step it over in the front. So step it over. Good. Step it over. Step it over. And one more. And now we're going to switch those feet. Whichever one you're stepping with forward, step with the other one. Here we go. Step it over. Good. Step it. Step it. Step it. Two more. And then we're going to take it that way. Step it over. Step it over. Step it over. Step it over. And one more. Good. All right, so we're going to do these little forward, side, and back lunges again, but this time it's a little different because we're going to do one each way. So we'll go one forward, stepping with the heel. We're going to bring it back together. Then we're going to bring it out to the side. Step it to the side. Come down. Bring it to the center. We're doing these kind of slow motion because I don't want anybody speeding up, hurting themselves. Then we'll try and speed it up later. All right, step it back. Bend in both knees. Bring them together. Let's do that again. I'm going to stay angled here. So we'll step it forward. Bring both those knees to a bend. Step it to the center. Step it to the side. Back to center. Step it behind. Good. So if you're imagining a clock here, we're stepping up to 12. Then we're stepping out to 3. And then we're stepping back to 6. Good. Let's do those one more time on this leg. We'll step it in front, 12. To the side, to 3. Back to the center, and we're going to step it back to 6. Good. Now we're switching legs. So same thing. We'll step it forward, up to 12. Whoop, bring it back to center. Now we're going to 9. Now we're going back to 6. Good. So step it forward, 12. Step it in, 9. And back in, and 6. And back in. Do it one more time. So we go to 12. We go to 9. And we go to 6. Woo! And it's okay if you wobble. Let's march. Good. You're doing great. Okay, we're marching. We're getting peppier. Now we're bringing our arms out to the side. Because now we're going to cross them, crunch across to the knees. Here we go. Knee, knee. Good, and just march. Nice and peppy. I'm marching to my water for a second, but I'm still marching. All right, so now we're going to come into a nice, wide sumo stance. So we're trying to have our weight back in our heels. The main point here is to be wide. You don't have to be super low. If you can go there, super. But if you're wide, bend in the knees, that's enough, that's fine. So find where challenges you, and don't worry about, this is exactly what I'm doing. Now we're gonna punch. So punch, 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 holding our little sumo stance the whole time. Good, now let's make them some uppercuts. So cut, uppercut, uppercut. Two more. Good, bring it on up. We're gonna do some side hops. So it's kind of like those little hurdles we did, but we're gonna start slow, start small, make them a little quicker and bigger. So we're stepping it to the side. We're stepping it to the side. So even though it's a hop, you can keep it really low. It can just be kind of a little weight shift. Weight shift. Doesn't have to be big either. You can keep it close. But if you want to challenge yourself a little more, make it a little bigger. And then if you're feeling feisty, you can make it more of a hop. Find which of those versions is working for you today and stick with that one, wherever it is. Good. Good, 2 more. And 1 more. Good. All right, we're gonna come down in a little squat, like a chair squat here. And we're gonna hold this while we walk to the side. So we're gonna walk it, walk it, walk it. Other way, walk it, walk it, walk it. And then we're gonna face the way we're gonna go. And we're gonna do monster walks. So we're still down here and we're gonna walk. So you're kind of waddling like a duck. And then, can you take it backwards? Good. Let's try that again. You can shake them out for a second if you need. And let's monster walk. And back. And stand it up. Shake them out. Good. Coming back to our sumo. Nice and wide. As low as is comfortable. All right, here we go. Punching, punch, 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 punch. Good. Uppercuts now. Uppercut, uppercut. Keep it going. And 2 more. Good. Bring it on in. Shake them all around if you need to. We're going to do those little side hops again. So again, as big or little as feels okay for you. So we can start small, but just a little weight shift. That's perfect. You want to keep it here? That's perfect. Want to make it a little bigger? That's perfect too. Want to make it a little higher? That's perfect too. Now our goal here is to make them quiet. This should not sound like an elephant landing. Good. We're gonna do 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. Good. March it. Wiggle them out. And then guess what? Those lateral and monster walks. Here we go. Come down in a squat. We're taking it to the side. Side, side. Staying low. Staying in your squat. Take them the other way. Good. Do it again. Take it to the side. And take it the other way. And this time, let's face forward. Staying in that squat. Monster walks. Waddle it on forward. It's not graceful. It's not supposed to be. Let's take it the other way. Backwards. Good. Take them forward again. And take them backwards. Good. Stand it on up. Shake everything out. We're going to do those 1 more time. All right. Come to your sumo. Good. And punches here. Punch, 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 punch. You got this. You're doing fantastic today. Good. Let's switch to those uppercuts. Uppercut, uppercut. Two more. Good. Walk it on up. Little side hops. Remember, little or big is fine. Here we go. Little and close, or a little bit bigger, but still small on the hop, or bigger hop. Any of these is exactly right. You got it. Doing fantastic. We're gonna do 4 more, and 3, and 2, and 1. Awesome. Guess what's next? Those squat walks. Here we go to the side. Walk it to the side. And to the other side. And again, the other way. Staying low in that squat. Take it the other way. Good. All right. You know what's next? We're going to face forward. We're going to monster walk. Waddle it out. Take it backwards. Ooh, it got warm on my porch. Good. Take it forward one more time. You're almost done with these. And take it backwards. Perfect. Stand it up. Wiggle everything around. Good. All right. We're just a little some stretching and things. So we're going to stand nice and tall. We're going to roll those palms to the front, pulling our shoulders back. We're going to breathe. We're just going to hang here a second, pulling those shoulders back, and allowing ourselves to breathe with the belly. Good. All right, now we're going to take this into a little triangle. So we've got one foot pointing out to the side, one's pointing mostly to the front. We're going to push back into this side. We're going to reach a hand down. We're going to reach a hand up. You don't have to go deep. If you want to, you can push back into this hip a bit more. Now try not to squish this leg. So you can put a hand on your, what is this muscle? Shin, if you want, or you can keep it up here. Don't match on the knee. And if you can take your gaze towards this hand up here, that's super. But if that's not comfortable for you, keep it forward. Good, let's stand it up. Let's take it to the other side. Looking up, like the way I just showed, it's a little more challenge to the balance. So if that feels wobbly, just don't do it that way. So we're pushing back in. This foot's facing forward. This one's to the side. We've got a hand down here somewhere in the vicinity of the thigh or calf, or if you're super bendy, all the way down to your elbow. Ankle. And reaching this hand up to the sky. So you can keep looking straight forward. That's awesome. You can experiment with how it feels to look down. And then you can experiment, if you want, to see how it feels to look up. Good. We're going to hold. And we're going to come up. Let's do that one more time each way. So shift your feet again. Pushing back. Reaching a hand down. Reaching a hand up. Good. Choose where your gaze is going to go. Forward, down, or up. And then hold. You should probably feel stretches in lots of parts here, in addition to some balance challenge. And then slowly stand it up, and let's switch it the other way one more time. So shifting our feet again, one's out to the side, one's pointing forward. We're going to push back into the side here. We're going to slide a hand down, reach a hand up. Choose where your gaze will go. Okay. Holding. And stand it on up nice and slow. Let's see how our tree is doing today. So we're going to anchor those toes and that foot one foot down into the ground here. You've probably heard yoga teachers, if you've done any, talk about the four corners of the feet. So that's both sides of your heel, your big toe, your little toe. So think about all those going down into the floor. And we're going to bring the other foot very lightly in with the knee angled out to the side. Okay, this is where we're going to start. If you feel comfortable here, try bringing the foot, this foot, just the sole of the foot up to your ankle. So you can technically still have the toe on the ground if you want. Now, if you want to take this a little more challenging, you can bring the sole of the foot up to your calf. Or you can always bring it higher, but maybe try that on your own when you've got something to hold on to. Good. Now let's see if we can bring our little branches out to the side. Good. And while we're doing this, we're trying to keep our hip bones level to the floor. So we don't want to be too conky. There we go. All right, now if you want to, you can try bringing your little branches up high. Good. You can try seeing if your little palms will come together. Again, all this is just experiment. Doesn't feel good for you, if it makes you too wobbly, don't do it. And now let's bring the palms down to the heart. See if we can still hold that. Good, and let's plant that other foot. So now we're going to think about anchoring the other foot down into the ground. All those four corners, both parts of your heel, your big toe, your little toe. Now we're going to bring the sole of the other foot up close. If this is super hard balance for you, keep those toes of the other foot on the ground. Work on getting the hips level. Work on the knee out to the side. All of that is still good. You're still working lots of muscles, still challenging your balance. Okay? But if that's fairly easy, try bring the sole of the foot on up either to the ankle or the calf. Good. Let's bring our little branches out to the side. Wonderful. And if you're feeling sturdy enough, see if your branches will come up high. Awesome. And then you can try and see if you can do the little palms together. And then try and bring those hands right to the heart. Wobbles are okay. Good. And then let's plant that other foot. We're just going to do a little bit of breathing here. The first thing I want you to do is stand with hands on your waist. Thinking like Superman here. So our fingers are in the front, our thumbs are in the back, right about your natural waistline. And we're going to stand tall, pull those shoulders back a little bit, and just breathe. What we're going for here is to see when we breathe, are we making our fingers move just with our breath? We want to be filling our belly with air. Belly breathing helps us relax, helps all the body systems know that we are not in a fight or flight mode. It can help us if we're stressed. So it's a good thing to work on. This is an exercise you can do any time of the day that I promise you won't sweat with. Good. All right, now we're just gonna let the hands come down. And as we breathe, again, in through the belly, we're gonna bring those hands up and reach to the sky and then release. Breath and arms. Good. Let's just do it 2 more times, but let's go nice and slow. So breathe in and reach and release. Good, 1 more time. And reach and release. Good, awesome. Thanks so much for being here today.